Hello random strangers on the internet, and welcome to the only powder grinding guide you will ever need. In this video, I will be telling you 4 different ways on how you can powder grind, as well as some tips and tricks that you can do to increase your profit or make the grind less boring. But before we get into that, I would really appreciate a like and subscribe. We're like 2 subscribers off 1600 now. And you know, 1700 is not that far away either, so smash that sub button, you know? Also join the Discord. We're gonna do a giveaway at 300 members, as well as we've started doing carries there. So, you know, join it. Also, please bid on this squid hat. It's exclusive squid hat, you know? And also thank you to Unbeing for 10 million coins on the pet cake. I really appreciate it a lot. But yeah, let's get started. And now onto the first method. Now, the reason I'm doing this as the first method is because I know a lot of you guys are not Heart of the Mountain 7 yet, and powder grinding by chests isn't really that effective until you get Heart of the Mountain 7. Now, as you can see, I already have Heart of the Mountain 7, but each thing should give you 800 gemstone powder, or if you're doing it in the dwarven mines, it should be 400. And it's still pretty good considering the fact that each commission only takes like a minute or 2 to do at most. Like, you shouldn't be spending more than 5 minutes on a single commission. But assuming you're gonna take 2 minutes for every commission, excluding daily commissions, you should be making roughly 25,000 gemstone powder or 12,000 mithril powder. Considering the fact that most of the people who aren't out of the Mountain 7 just keep doing commissions, it's actually a pretty effective way of getting powder. Because as I said before, like, grinding chests isn't actually that great for powder before you're Heart of the Mountain 7. So before we get into the next methods, I would like to show you guys my Heart of the Mountain setup because this is actually relevant now. For the next couple of methods, you will need Heart of the Mountain 7, and basically you want to put all your gemstone powder into Great Explorer and Powder Buff. Also, you do need 1500 mining speed. If you do not have 1500 mining speed, you might either want to get a gemstone gauntlet, or you can just dump all your powder into mining speed here for mithril. And now onto the first method I'm going to try for this, which is... Now, the reason why it's a Precursor Remenants is because, first of all, you know, general powder, and secondly, from chests you have a chance to drop like robot parts, which you need for the Sapphire Gemstone. But I'll be powder grinding here for 15 minutes to see how much money I get, and also how much powder I get. My current powder is 2,000 gemstone powder and 685,000 mithril powder. And yeah, let's get started with it. Okay, so something interesting I found here. There's a double chest here, and there's an invisible chest here. That took a little bit longer than I expected. I'm not sure. So wait, what? What? Where did the... No comment on that. Okay, so I have grinded for 15 minutes in the Precursor Remenants, and that has finished now. The total powder I've earned will be on screen now because I'm way too lazy to do math. And additionally, I have literally only gotten 1 robo part. Well, anyway, the first method is over. Time to move on to the next method. Okay, so the next method revolves around this, a jungle pickaxe. Now, you can already see where I'm going with this. It's grinding in the jungle. And this is because with the jungle pickaxe, you will have a chance to drop sludge juice, which currently sells for about 3,000 coins on the bazaar, which makes it actually on its own a pretty good money-making method. Which, by the way, I have made a video on. You should totally check that out. Link in the description below. Another thing you need to keep in mind while grinding in the jungle for powder is that you need 1500 mining speed while you hold out your jungle pickaxe. Like, for example, mine is just barely over 1500 because I have literally invested nothing into mining speed over here and nothing into mining speed here. So just keep that in mind. And yeah, I'm going to be grinding here for 15 minutes and let's see how much money we make. Okay, now 15 minutes of mining in the jungle is over. My current powder is seen there. I will put the total powder earned from this 15-minute session on screen right now. And now let's move on to how much profit we made. So from sludge juice, we made in total almost 1 million coins. So you should be making literally 4 million coins an hour by just sitting and mining here. I mean, I should probably start doing this, to be honest. So I normally mine in the Precursor Remenants, and I should probably start mining here because it's a lot less unpredictable for sludge juice compared to, you know, robot parts. But yeah, that's the mining done. Now let's move on to the last method. Okay, so now for the final method, which I like to call the big boy method. This is because it requires a ludicrous amount of money to do, and I'm pretty sure everyone's already aware of this method. It's called using goblin eggs. Now, I already have an order for goblin eggs set up, which you probably saw in the start of the video fill up. This cost me literally almost 1 million coins. Goblin eggs are not cheap. They used to be 6,000 coins a little bit ago. Now they're at 33,000 coins. So it's a little less viable to do. But yeah, I'm going to be throwing these 32 goblin eggs and seeing how much powder I get, basically. Keep in mind, for this to be effective, you do need Goblin Killer as one of your tokens in Heart of the Mountain tree. So let me start throwing eggs and see how much Mithril powder I make and cry about how much money I spent on this. Okay, so I got 5 golden goblins from 32 eggs, which means from spending 1 million coins, you will get 2,000 mithril powder on average. As you can see, I have never ever done this method because I have always been broke. But yeah, that's all the methods covered. Now we're gonna move on to some tips. Okay, so now we're gonna talk about some tips you can do to make this grind less boring and increase your profits. So for the first tip, I cannot stress this enough, but it is so much better to do this grind while listening to an audiobook or a podcast. Like all that 30 minutes of powder grinding you saw me earlier do was literally all just listening to podcasts, because otherwise I would lose my mind. Second tip, this one involves money now. You should have some prehistoric eggs in your inventory, because, I mean, this is a gamble, but there's a chance you could get a legendary or epic one. And as you can see, this one hatched to a common armadillo, which means I lost like 50,000 coins. But I mean, there's a chance, you know, always a chance, because I have another one here. Second one, leveling pets. Now, as you can see, I have this armadillo, and if I equip this armadillo, I can mine with it and increase the level, which will make it be worth more. You can do this with any pet, by the way. I'm personally leveling up my ball pets because I'm going to try mining topaz or ruby. But yeah, that's basically the end of this video. If you guys enjoyed, I would really appreciate a like and subscribe. This took so long to record, and it's probably gonna take me more of time to edit. So yeah, also join the Discord. Bye!
Cherry blossoms all around town. I need your love and I need it right now. Let's go for a skate, we can slide all around. You running through my head, going round and round. I think I got something that you can't see. Look in the mirror, see you so lovely. Before I met you, girl, I was so lonely. I've been through before, so girl, don't break me. I keep a 4-5 just for the ghost. You got me going crazy, I'm doing the most. Think you really still want